startups could measure their progress and see if their product market fit in the right direction. But you need to convince the C-level that you need to persuade them, right? And the KPIs should talk, and you look at them in parallel to other KPIs in the company.
That's right. They may not align. And I think that's part of that is educating your CFO. This is a little bit different, and they need to be kind of all in on that. It is, think about it. They spend most of their days running the big business, and then they come in and you're talking to them about, we need $500. We need $1,000, not like I need 5 million, right? So, what does that look like for that CFO or that president who's coming in and they're getting an update from your board, your team or whatever? It's like you got to recalibrate sometimes, right?
Yeah. Another thing that you mentioned is the story. How do you really pitch your ideas within the company and outside? Which is something that if you're an entrepreneur and you start a startup, you need to know it. But if you work within a company, you're less used to this kind of communication because you have a manager and the manager of the manager, and it's not the same as someone who is like, I'm on my own, I'm doing my stuff.
It's true. That's true. Yeah. It's really hard for somebody, attracting entrepreneurs into the corporation can be difficult. By nature, they're entrepreneurs because they start things, they figure out how to get around obstacles, and there's a lot of obstacles in corporations, right? So by nature, I think it is like the wild animals in the zoo. Bringing a wild animal into the zoo can be a little. They're not accustomed to that, right? They're not accustomed to having bars and so forth. It's the same way with entrepreneurs. I mean, successful entrepreneurs, in order to really attract them, how do you make it a culture that is friendly to entrepreneurs and gives them the runway and the freedom to do some things a little bit differently than what you would typically do within the company, right?
Yeah, that's a challenge.
The structure, needs to be thought through for sure.
Yeah, we talked about it the last time we talked, and I mentioned that it reminds me of the movie Ford against Ferrari, which is exactly about that. So I think that you see the clash between what is a corporate, a big Ford corporate, and this small, very insightful, smart, sharp person, lots of charisma, and he's very into it, and he just goes there, and it's a bit of a shock to see these two meeting. Although most people, when they go, they just enjoy the cars. I just see this part when I see the movie.